Well, welcome back for another exciting episode of Penny's Hot Rods and Custom. I'm still been in a day. I tried soaking this piston, no movement. I tapped it with a brass punch, tap, tap, tap. You can see a little bit of brass. Doing no damage yet. Everything moves great, freely. But I'm afraid if I start hitting it any more harder, I'm going to break something. And I really don't want to break this. Everything's in really nice shape on this. So I quickly just lapped the valve. They're going to hold no problem. I got the intake back in there and I got the exhaust in. They're going to hold their seal. I took an old spark plug apart. And what we're going to do, we are going to fill this with grease. I'm going to kick a plate, weld over top of this, and then tap and put a grease fit in them. And we're going to, hopefully, with any luck, the piston should come out. Like this piston has only been stuck for a year. I think I know what happened. When Ryan and I were trying to start this engine, we never put any oil in it. We were just trying to see if we could get it going. And it popped a couple times and farted, and it probably cleaned the cylinder right out, and a little bit of moisture got in there, and it seized. There was no oil there to help it at the time, so no big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find a plate to weld over that and tap a hole, put a grease fitting, and it's going to be a whole lot of grease getting filled in this. But I'd rather waste my time and mess with grease and then breaking a piston and who knows what else. So, alright, well, let me get this ready and we'll see if we can see a piston move. Okay, you can see I just welded up a cheesy little plate. I took apart a spark plug, used half of it, and I just welded the back side to here, and I tapped it out to put a 1/8 pipe plug grease fitting. And I've already packed some grease in here already, so I don't know how much more I gotta go, but we're gonna find out. Oops. Would be nice if I had a battery power grease gun, but not gonna happen. Alright, we got a leak already. I might have to address that. I'm leaking out right. No piston movement, but I'm leaking out right here. You can see it's oozing. So what I'll do, I'll turn off the camera and you guys can see that. And I'll get stuff tightened up and then we'll go hopefully get piston out. Okay, let's try two. I just made a bigger gasket. Just for now. Alright, let's see how this is going to go, guys. Could be a nay or a yay. And the good news is, the piston's moving. We can see the pistons actually come up about up there about 1/4 inch already. Right on. Oh, the only part I'm not looking forward is going to be a hell of a mess of grease inside of the cylinder. But you got to make it happen to do it. Okay, you can see the piston coming out. Yeah, you can see it. I think I probably ought to grease fitting. No, it still has. Okay, you guys can see how the piston's actually coming out. It's come almost over half an inch already. Almost. She's still pretty tight in there. I'll put some more more oil in there, but you guys will see what I'm doing. And now I'll continue pumping. We're almost there. I had to put a second tube in if I finished my first tube. It's gonna be a heck of a mess with all of this, but gotta get done for it to happen, make it happen. You still can see the pistons coming up. Oh, well, right on. Oh, right on. Huh. As you can see, we'll clean this up a bit. But what you can see, this is factory blowhole. That's factory. The casting had a thin casting. Oh, I'll leave that. It's factory. But you can see the rings have stuck, so I'll put it in some rough stove. And we'll get that unstuck. But I'm just happy to get this out breaking anything. I haven't broken. Look at all that. Need to pack some grease and bearings now. But at least I was able to show you guys how this is, if you ever heard, or how to unstuck an engine with no access to hitting the piston out. This is a headless, so as long as your valves hold their seal and you can block that off. And in this case, I just made myself a little plug, screwed it in, and boom, 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 boom. And you guys can see, oh, a messy job, but alright. Give me some time. I gotta get cleaned up here, and I'm gonna clean that out, and then I guess I have no idea, but we'll see what we're gonna do after this. Alright, I took punched out the old bushing out of this is the side case, and that bushing that hole goes into the crankshaft. I've done my measurements and everything. Between the crankshaft and this, we're just about 10th thou bigger. I've done all my measurements on my crankshaft. The crankshaft is fairly straight. It's not in bad shape. So what we're going to do, tighten it up a bit. We're going to make new bushings for this side and also this side. The bushing's fairly easy to make. It's just a little under 3/4, and we just got to scrape here for an oil wipe, and also a hole for the oil to go through, and a little notch so it doesn't spin. That's simple enough. I found I wasn't sure if I had aluminum bronze or 660 bronze. I believe this is, don't quote me, I believe this is 660 bronze. Good stuff for what I'm doing. But also, the gentleman I got this engine off of, he also gave Ryan and I over $1,000 of brand new brass stock and stuff like that. That was pretty nice, you know, and that was very nice of him. So I guess what I'll do is I'll throw this into the lathe, and I guess we're going to start making 2 new bushing. They'll be a little undersized. I've already mic'd everything. I got the numbers in my head, so. And then same as this way, we gotta pop that guy out. And then that's one thing done. And then I got to take this into the tank, degrease this. It goes in about a half a thou tight. No big deal. So I'll go set up and we'll go see you over at the ladies. Alright, I have made the two bronze bushing. Both of them. All I have to do is I think that's a drilling a hole for the oil. Yeah, for the oil to go through. And this hole here, which I got to do on these, is to lock the bearing in, which is no big deal. That's what these two little screws are on each side. And to drill, there's a little hole there with my thumb, that's to drill through for the oil to lubricate it. I can do that when it's all pressed in, because I'm going to move this back and forth a little bit, because I want to get this crankshaft possibly center of the engine best as I can, because I believe this is how you set your thrush. I believe so. And I think it, I don't know, make it 10th out on each side, that way your flywheels don't have a lot of movement from side to side. I think that's how we're going to do it. So once I got the bearing pushed in here, I'll just take that screw out, drill a little hole, and then I can lock that brass bearing into the end plates here. This one's here and the other one's in the block here. I'm sorry, these, I think these bearings are going in about a half a thou tight, quarter thou. But that's no big deal. And then after that one, once I find my locating spot, I just got to scrape, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but just scrape it inside there so that way the oil can wipe around on the shaft. That's no big deal. I'm just going to do that by hand. A lot of times I do that on the lathe, but that's easy enough. And spent a couple of days, I got the piston rings off. I had to bust them. They were both seized on pretty badly. It was kind of shame because these rings were actually very nice shape. This engine had very little hours on it. The cylinder, I've done some miking and measuring. The cylinder is in very nice shape. There's hardly any wear. The piston, there's hardly any wear. But it's just like I said, just a weird piston, how it can be Swiss cheese all over the place. But that's the way it came factory, so I'm going to put it back. It's not going to affect engine structure, so there's the piston. She just fits in there perfect. So I got to find some rings. That's no big deal. Yeah, we'll make that. Some of the weird thing is, I've checked. I think this is your cam lobe runs on here. This shaft is in very nice shape. Here's a shaft where I think one of my idler gears, or I'm not too sure, but a gear runs on. But this shaft is just ripped up, so I believe I'm going to probably pull this shaft out and just make a new shaft, put it in there, because it's never going to ride 100% on there. You know, ride kind of wobbly and drive me nuts, so. I just been cleaning up parts, so I guess I will clean the base, and I can actually start putting the engine back together again. And I ain't painting this. It's going to stay the way it is. I'm pretty happy with the original paint. I'm pretty sure this is the original paint, so it's going to stay that way. Alright, sorry about that. I ended up putting these two new bushings in off camera. My damn camera died, so I had to recharge it up again. I think I might have to look into buying a new camera. Keep on having problems with this one, but okay, you can see. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but I got to adjust my two brass bearings. You can see on my right, I still got to push it in about 3/16, and we're fairly close on my left side, just a little bit, because the reason is my connector there. You want your side-to-side play. You don't want a lot of travel side-to-side. So, I'm going to shoot just for about 5 thou side-to-side play. And all you do is just tap this in on both sides. And then, when I'm happy where I got it in, I will take my drill and put a little notch here so I can lock it in. And then the bearing will never move. And when I'm all happy, that's when I'll take it all apart again and drill a hole through the bearing here, and we'll scrape inside this so the oil can get in there and lubricate everything. But that's how I can set up, because I believe this is for your thrush. You set them so your flywheel and your crankshaft doesn't move side to side. You don't want too much end-to-end play. So that's the best way I can explain it. So I'm just going to do some more little bit of setting, and then I don't know what we'll do on next. We'll have to figure what we're going to do on the next one. Alright, after a little bit, I finally got the well, it's taken apart, but the crank thrush set up where I wanted it. I'm very happy now. And now I need to, you can see just in the bottom of the old brown bush, and there's like an oil wipe. That's the oil hole. After it splashes up, goes through that hole, and then wipe the crankshaft. That way it's always lubricated. So that's why I wasn't too worried about where it's going to be, because I got the same size drill bit here. Hopefully I can do this one here. Without doing too much damage. One day. Eventually I'm going to win. Eventually. Holy fuck. I'm only doing 2 fucking tons. There's my hole. It goes right through here. You can see the drill bit in there. So that's going to get very well lubricated. And now, like that, I got to clean this all up after. I will, maybe we'll just move the whole vise this way. One way. I don't know which way. Oh, sorry, my bad. This way. This, we're just going to poke a hole for a bit. All of it is just to lock your bearing in so the bearing can't move. So that, well, I only pushed in the bearing about 1/4 thou. I don't think it needs it, but that's what factory was. So I'm just going to drill a hole again, just like this. I'm not going to damage the thread. Now a little bit smaller. That's this. I'm going to get a new drill bit, yes. Okay, and then I drilled that. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but maybe. Yeah, and then that bearing is locked in. So I have to do it on the same side. So yeah, that bearing is not going anywhere. The only thing I have to do is right where I drilled the lubricating hole is put a scribe. I'm just going to do that by hand with a little die grinder and put a scribe so that way it's just so oil can get in there to wipe your crankshaft to keep everything lubricated. But that's just boring stuff. So hey, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the video like this, and I don't know what we'll do next time. We're going to probably make some gaskets, but yeah, we're slowly getting there. I'll have this buttoned up, and then I think the new video will start off, I don't know. You guys would have to wait and see, but thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.